Alright, what up YouTube and people of the internet, it is JJ and I am back. In this one, we're going to be discussing the lawsuit over wearing Lotus, the Nike lawsuit over wearing Lotus. If you are not familiar with Wearing Lotus, he is a Los Angeles streetwear artist who makes a lot of very cool like jerseys. He does his own spin on NBA jerseys. He does his own spin on his own clothing, but he has also done sneakers. If you are unaware or do not know about the Nike lawsuit that has been going on towards him, they are saying that that Wearing Lotus completely ripped off their Nike SB silhouette. And I think we're going to be discussing today whose side I'm actually on. I don't really know whose side I'm on, but I'm going to be reading a bunch. I'm going to be giving you my input. I'm going to kind of be showing you why I think Wearing Lotus where he drew the line and where he stepped over the line. So going right into it, Nike has issued a lawsuit against Los Angeles-based streetwear brand Wearing Lotus for ripping off one of its sneaker designs. On top of accusing Wearing Lotus of promoting and selling a shoe that is confusingly similar to the famed New York Pigeon SB Dunk Low, Nike has now slapped Lotus with an injunction filing to stop the distribution of the pre-sold sneakers. So what Wearing Lotus did is he made it so that you can basically pre-order a sneaker that looks identical to a Nike SB, but he put his own spin on it. It is the exact same silhouette, but instead of the Nike swoosh, it's a swoosh with a Jason Voorhees face. So a lot of people are saying that these are fakes, that he's just completely doing it wrong because it's a pre-order. He is saying right off the bat that it's a pre-order and that it could take 3 to 4 months before you even see it. But he's selling them at a retail price of $315. I personally think that is outrageous. If you look at any other Nike SB that Nike releases, they're usually like $120, $100. I think the most I've ever seen a retail Nike SB sell for is $150, maybe $155. But let's get right back into it. Wearing Lotus has assured customers who pre-ordered the allegedly infringing sneakers that they will get the item. In a series of Instagram posts last week, Los Angeles-based Lotus stated that as of now, both releases will be fulfilled as promised. The shoes, which are produced from scratch to order, are slated to ship to consumers in December. So mind you, these pre-orders were like a month ago, and people are waiting for them, and they're supposed to show up in December. But with everything going on with COVID and stuff like that, I'm not sure. I just got some Juice WRLD V-Loan, and they said 6 to 8 weeks. I didn't get that stuff for 15 weeks, guys. He might have dug himself a hole. According to the notice of motion and motion for preliminary injunction filed by Nike on Monday, the confusion already caused by a lookalike sneakers will only escalate if Wearing Lotus is allowed to fulfill the pre-orders. If Wearing Lotus is able to flood the market with its fakes, Nike claims that it will lose control over a hard-earned reputation and goodwill that it has spent decades building, and its trademarks to be damaged. As such, Nike argues that Wearing Lotus must be formally prohibited from fulfilling the pre-orders for the infringing sneakers during the pendency of his action. So Nike is trying to completely cancel those pre-orders. Like, they're calling his shoes fakes. So I'm gonna give Wearing Lotus the benefit of the doubt here. I do not think they're fakes, because in the description, if you were to buy his sneakers, it says this is a pre-order because he had to order the materials from like Italy or something so that they could go to his shops and be custom made by him and his crew. So I think I was with Wearing Lotus and on his side of the line up until they made the pigeon pair. Unfortunately, if you guys aren't familiar with Jeff Staple is the creator of the Nike Pigeon SBs. One of the most highly sought after pairs of SBs of all time. They go for a ridiculous amount of money, but unfortunately for Jeff Staple, he had a contract with Nike. I'm not sure what's going to happen to him after this lawsuit. He went behind Nike's back and did a collaboration with Wearing Lotus because Wearing Lotus knowingly had a shoe that was the similar silhouette to a Nike SB. So Jeff Staple saw that and was like, you know what? I'm going to collab with Wearing Lotus. I'll give them the same colors and everything. And you know what? You can slap my Jeff Staple pigeon logo right on the back of the heel, just like I did in 2015 for the pigeons, the Nike Dunk pigeons that originally came out. The same ones that are on the What the Dunks and the same ones that are just on the NYC Nike pigeons, Nike SB pigeons. That's where I think Wearing Lotus stepped over the line. I feel extremely bad for Jeff Staple, and I don't really know which side he should take right now. If he was smart, honestly, he would probably apologize to Nike and say, you know what, like, you guys can cut ties with me for however long you want, but we have made some of the most iconic sneakers of all time. I'm sorry I went behind your back, but if everything goes Nike's way, and Wearing Lotus has to refund everybody or his pre-orders don't go through, I don't see why Jeff Staple couldn't just go back to Nike. Wearing Lotus's side, Wearing Lotus recently posted a picture of the shoe in question, labeling it as a reinterpretation of the original Pigeon Dunks, an official reinterpretation of the fucking classic. The brand said in the Instagram caption, going on to add, "This is a Wearing Lotus shoe. It is produced from scratch by me. Please know that. No Alibaba bullshit. It's all Italian materials." He's kind of getting... Okay, so this is where he drew the line. Right here. As you can see, guys, that looks like a Nike SB. But this right here is Wearing Lotus's shoe he says he created. Unfortunately for Jeff Staple, he added the pigeon icon or the pigeon logo, and that was Wearing Lotus's spin on it right here. The Jason Voorhees mask right on the swoosh. So, like I said, Jeff Staple, his NYC Pigeons are one of the most coveted Nike sneakers to ever release. The original pair sold at an auction for $25,000 once, and the last pigeon that sold on StockX sold for $15,000. So, yeah, that's all that article says. So, my take on this whole Nike Wearing Lotus lawsuit, I think Wearing Lotus was doing an okay thing. Here, I'll even look up the other Wearing Lotus sneakers for you guys. I think Wearing Lotus was doing an okay thing. I think originally his idea wasn't bad because just like Bapes does, it's the AF1, Air Force One silhouette, but with the Bapes star on it instead of a swoosh. Just like Revenge Storm Vans. It's normal, old school Vans with the Revenge Storm logo in place of the normal Vans logo. So here, I'm going to look up the Wearing Lotus Dunks, because that's literally what they are. They're not Wearing Lotus shoes, it's literally Dunks. Alright, the original pair that came out was the red, white, and black pair with obviously the Jason Voorhees mask. That pair people actually have in hand. Right now, since the lawsuit has started, I've seen them going for $12,000. So that's another thing. I personally could also say that Wearing Lotus could have been planning this all along just to get the publicity. But then again, why would you want to get sued by Nike? You know you're going to lose. Then there was the Heineken pair with the red laces. Then there was the cherry pair. And then there was the Jeff Staple pigeon pair. This is the pair that crossed the line, and this is the pair that he released to the public that caused this lawsuit. I guarantee you if he kept doing his own thing without cutting ties with someone who's already a part of Nike, none of this would have ever happened. Here's another shot. It doesn't have Nike on back, instead it has WL for Wearing Lotus. But if you want to take a look at a normal Nike Dunk SB, I'll show you. Nike Dunk SB, so this is the cherry pair. That's the cherry pair of Nike Dunk SBs. Now I'm gonna go back for you guys. And that's the pair of Wearing Lotus shoes, because he doesn't call them Dunks. So now that I've shown that to you guys, if you guys didn't even know about this lawsuit, that kind of covers the entire problem with Nike right there. Wearing Lotus completely stole a silhouette from Nike, calling it his own shoe, and then reproducing them at a ridiculous price compared to Nike. I understand that he shipped the materials himself from Italy or wherever he got them from, but I think that's what caused his problem, is that one, he took a silhouette completely from top to bottom. If you look at them side by side, it's the same thing except the Jason Voorhees on the swoosh, and it doesn't have Nike on it. It has WL for Wearing Lotus. That was number one, but then the biggest thing was getting in contact with Jeff Staple. Poor Jeff Staple, but getting in contact with someone who actually has ties with Nike, basically cutting them to create your own shoe and calling it yours. I don't know. You guys tell me your feedback in the comments section below. I really want to know what you guys think of this lawsuit. If you guys are on Wearing Lotus's side, if you think they're fakes, if you think whatever, I want to hear about it down below. If you're on Nike's side, which I kind of am on Nike's side, just because like you can't cut ties with someone who has such an iconic shoe already in a company, like one of the biggest companies in the world. Like one of his shoes sold at an auction for $25,000. I don't know. But yeah, that's basically going to do it for this video. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. It really motivates me if you like. It really motivates me if you subscribe. And yeah, this has been JJ versus the Internet. Peace.